welcome back to Up, the Level 10 Save Malvern Town episode number 22. We start off today's episode here in the Southern League Cup final, and as you see there, we're going 1-0 down right at the very start, 3rd minute. Do not worry though, this was a final we really should have been winning. AFC Mansfield are opposition, and they are in the league below us, and as you can see in the 12th minute, we did equalise. Lucas Defice with that goal, and then 62 minutes in, there's Badrami, the Albanian centre-back, Geraldo Badrami, hitting the winner with a header, and we did go on to lift that trophy. So yeah, we wanted to start there today because that was the final game of season number 4, and it was another piece of silverware. And yeah, I wanted to just update you on that before we go and have a look at, you know, doing a bit of a review of the season. And then what we're going to do is today's episode, we're going to jump to the start of next season where we'll start off season 5. We'll have a look through the signings that we make. We'll have a look at how we start off our new league season in and we'll also find out what league we're going to be in. So just to review and see off this season, finish it up, tie up any loose ends, we do have the end of season awards. As you can see, the awards for fans player of the season, goal of the season, signing of the season and young player of the season are there on your screens. Isaac Christie-Davies, fans player of the season, 64%. That is interesting. He did have a really good season. If we just have a look at his stats, 39 games, 7 goals, 14 assists. A bit of a general in our midfield. Plays as the deep line playmaker in that, you know, the central position actually. This is wrong. He plays in this middle position here and does dictate play quite a lot. He's a very, very important player for us. Beats Jaden Thompson-Brissett to the award, which I find kind of interesting. Thompson-Brissett got himself 24 goals that season in the league, 32 all comps, still scoring goals. His now 3rd season in a row where he's been our top goal scorer. He got 18%, and then Sam McClelland, who was very important actually, a fairly new signing at centre back, the Northern Irish under 21 international, 17 caps for them now. Been a really good player for us, continues to be so. In fact, he's been named the signing of the summer. Of course, it was a free transfer, but he's been the signing of the summer. Goal of the season was a Christie-Davies effort versus Barwell. As I load this up, we are going to go and have a look at it. Young player of the season was given to Cole De Silva. Cole De Silva came in and was a bit of a revelation since he came in. It was a ridiculous amount. This is goal of the season, by the way. It's a free kick. It's a nice free kick. Straight away does a cartwheel. I'm pretty sure the ball was already in as he started to hit that cartwheel. A confident boy is Isaac Christie-Davies. But yeah, Cole De Silva came in, was outrageously good really. Look at this for a return. 18 games, 11 assists, 4 goals. It's going to be a real tough ask to try and hold on to him for next season. I feel he's probably our best player in terms of ability. Can do pretty much everything from... We're playing him as a right back, as we do have Castillo playing left back. But yeah, he came in and did great. He's the young player of the season. Interesting that he's got young player of the season at 23. We've definitely got younger players in that team, but there we go. That is the team of the season there. Just to look at the stats, 32 for Thompson-Brissett, highest average rating, 7.54 Christie-Davies. He got the most assists and the best passes. You can see why he was player of the season. Most player of the matches as well. Richie Small got 18 yellow cards and also got the most red cards. Jaden Harris also helped himself to 2 red cards, which was good of him. There is the season review. We of course did win the league once again. So we won the Premier Division here. We did win that Southern League Cup, as you just saw the highlights from, or the goals from. We lost in the FA Trophy first round. That was a bit of a disappointment this year. Losing to Swindon, who are a team who are up in the National League. So it's understandable 2 leagues above us, but still disappointing, especially the way we lost that game. It was on penalties after a replay. Bit disappointing. And then, of course, we did make it to the second round of the FA Cup. Lost to Plymouth in that second round. A late penalty goal from them. Was it a penalty? I think it was a penalty. Really tough. We made good money from the FA Cup though. In terms of the finances, we should have a quick look at that before we continue. We are in debt, 117k in debt. We're going to get our prize money and that will help a little bit, but you know, player wages and appearance fees are going to take it back down again. Once again, next year, we're going to be relying on those competition prize money pools and hope we can get ourselves into the black for the first time in this save. It's going to be a tough ask though. It is going to be a tough ask. Here's the current vision. Just going to accept it. Attacking football, set pieces, high tempo. We do those things anyway. They do want us to win the league in the Vanarama North or South, and we don't know which one it's going to be. But they want us to win the league again next year. They've kind of had that ambition every year so far, and we've managed to do it. So who says we can't go and do it again? It will a lot of it will depend on whether we can keep players, and that's what we're going to go and find out now. The squad have gone on their end of season break. I am going to go and play through this end of season break. We're going to see if we can hold on to players. We're going to have to do a bit of recruitment. When I come back, I will have started the season number 5, and I'll update you from there about how we've started, what the team looks like now, and which league we are in. I will be back in a little bit. And I'm back, and there is plenty to update you on here then. As you can see, the league has begun. Season number 5 has started. We did stream this one. So this is why we are 7 games into our new league. And the new league we are in is the Vanarama National League North. I don't really know why. And I'm sure maybe somebody could tell me why. But we are in the North. I suppose there's Kidderminster kind of local. We've got some teams, though, that are definitely not local teams. Gateshead, we're up to the northeast there. And it's going to be a pretty long trip. We're going to have to go and go quite a way in some of these league games. But we are in the Vanarama National League North, and we have started off superbly. We've won our first 7 games in the league, and you may be able to notice some new faces even in the stat screens here, which we're going to get to all that. There are things I need to update you on first, though. First of all, the boards have expanded / not expanded, but they have changed the stadium. What they've done is there has been some building works on our stadium. They have taken our attendance down to 3,200. As you can see, the blueprints for the works there on your screen. But they have added seats. If I go over to facilities here, you can see the Langland Stadium is now 3,200 in terms of its capacity, down from 4,000, but it does have 940 seats. That was to comply with the league rules. You see it there, look. And now that is pretty good because it means that we can have, better seats in. The pitch condition has dropped back down to terrible. Over the summer, it did go to, I think it was like very poor. So, I mean, it was almost improved. It's back down to terrible. It's kind of what you expect. We have no money to invest into this, and in terms of the finances, we are down to £170,000 in debt now. We did try to make money through friendlies, but it didn't really work out. We'll get to the fixtures and the friendlies and everything. I think the best place to start and the most interesting place to start is to have a look at the transfers. Of course, the thing that I said over the summer was, can we hold on to players like Calder Silva? What's the team going to look like this year? Because these players are going to come and go, and we're going to have players poached. We don't have players on full-time contracts, and unfortunately that was kind of the case. If we start with the outs over here, you can see Jaral Quansah has left the club. He's made his way to Hereford. He was probably a backup right back behind Calder Silva. He would have been very important for us because 5 days later after leaving, in fact, no, not 5 days later, a month after leaving, Calder Silva also did leave. We've lost what I think is probably our best player in terms of technical ability. He's gone to Preston in League One. They're going to pay him £1,600 per week, as well as, I'm pretty sure, a pretty big appearance fee, £500 per appearance. That's more than he was getting for us. Plus, he's getting £1,600 a week. You can see why he's gone. He's playing at a higher level. Has he started, actually? Has he been playing games? Yeah, I mean, he's made 3 League One games there. You see why he's made that move. Big loss for us, though, especially as we lost our other right back in Jaral Quansah, who's now at Hereford earning £800 per week. I think he was transfer listed. He's now not, though. So both right backs gone. That left us with work to do because we had no right backs in the club at all. We'll get to who we've brought in as a right back. Just to go through the other outs, though. Jaden Harris, very important for us last year, has now moved on. He's at Rochdale. He played 23 games and scored 8 goals for us last year. At Rochdale, now in their under-23s, even though he's 24. He's earning £850 per week. He's left. Also in midfield, Lucas Defice. Big loss. Him and Jaden Harris, big losses in that midfield. He's now gone to Crewe. He's playing League 2 football. Understandable. What money are they giving him? £850 per week. There you go. That just sums it up. And we also did lose Israel, Jake Scrimshaw and Brian King. Not great news. All of those were around the team, although Jake Scrimshaw, I was really struggling to find him a place in the team, and he's gone to League 2 Morecambe. So I guess maybe I should have been playing him a bit more. He does look pretty good. But yeah, he's not at the club anymore, so I guess we can move on from that. So losing those players, what was it? 7 first team players and then a youngster in Gregor McGinty. 7 first-team players out meant we needed to strengthen the team and bring in some players, so that is exactly what we did. Losing the midfielders meant that we brought in Nia Kirby in midfield. Nia Kirby, I think, is going to be a great player for us this year. Look at his attributes. He looks fantastic anyway. He is a natural Metzala, which is what we play in that midfield. A right-footed, 5'8", gets about the pitch, good all-round player, has made a lightning start to proceedings. 6 assists in his first 7 league games, a 7.96 rating. Long may that continue. The former Crystal Palace and Tottenham youngster. Nia Kirby is in. Another youngster, this one. Mohamed Djouji was released by Liverpool. We've brought him in. He's going to cover centre-back and right-back. He's probably not going to be a starter, but you may see him around the team. He is a Tanzanian international, so we do have an international player there. That's fun. And then big news, it's Gonyi back. You will recall how gutted I was to lose John Gonyi to Pabellon last season after really, really working hard to get him into the team at 16 years old. He went to Pabellon, he played 11 games, scored 4 goals, and we've managed to get him back. Being back, going up a league into the Vanarama North meant that he was happy to come back. We got him back. He's now played 7 games, 2 starts, scored himself 2 goals. He's going well. He is improving, although we've now got some down arrows again. At one point, he had lots of up arrows, so I'm hoping that we can develop this guy. He is officially our player. He is on a contract. He is one of 3 players that are on actual contracts. Part-time contracts, yes, but we are paying him a weekly wage of £200 per week. I'm investing in the future here. He would only want to come back if we gave him a proper wage. Being in this league meant that we could give wages. It may not work out, but what I'm hoping is if he does develop, as I'm hoping he can, we're going to be able to sell him. Or we'll hold on to him and he'll be a great player. I just thought it was a risk worth taking. There are 3 players that we are paying wages to now, and we'll get to those in a second. But yeah, John Gonyi is back. He is going to compete up front with another new striker, Paul Glatzel, the Liverpool youngster, former youngster. He's now 22. And what a player I think Glatzel can be in this league, and actually in leagues going up and onwards as well. He's outrageously good. Really, really good. I'm really, really happy to have him. 7 appearances, 6 goals, a 7.86, 2 assists as well. He's made a great start to proceedings. It's him and JTB up front. Thompson Brissett alongside Glatzel. I'm hoping for big things from both of them. I'm really happy to get him in. And then we also brought in Aurea Henry. He's going to be a midfield option that we can use. Can play the Metzala role quite well. Probably not going to be a starter at this point, but I think a very good option to bring on if we need him. He's kind of the replacement for Harris, maybe Defice. Kirby and Aurea Henry may be the replacements there, as well as Taylor Richards, who is, I think he's a pretty good player. He's a cam, naturally. I think he could play as a Metzala, which we might retrain him to do so. However, I did want to bring a cam in case we do move towards a different tactic, which is something I am looking at. If we do that, I'll update you in probably a future video, but it is something I am thinking about doing in the future, so keep an eye on that. And then finally, we really struggled to find a right back. I won't lie to you. Having lost Calder Silva and João Quansah, we needed someone to play right back. Eventually, we've settled on Christian Oxlade-Chamberlain. Maybe because he's got a famous brother and a famous dad. But he's also maybe the best option we could find. I'm not entirely sold on him. He does have lots of gaps in his game. Tackling being 6 being one of them. The crossing's not great for an attacking wing back as we're going to play him. He's okay. I don't think he's great. 7 decisions. I'm a bit worried about him, but I think he's going to do a job for now anyway until we can find somebody in the future. He has made a good start. A decent average rating of 7. But yeah, maybe not so much long term, but we have brought in Christian Oxlade-Chamberlain. Finally, to tie up the transfers, we did release a few players. Chris Hartrick, a youngster. Jan Songo, been here a long time now, Jan Songo. He's getting on. He's 31 years old. His 4th season, he has been released, I'm afraid. And then George Wilson has left the club for a 2nd time. He's after he left us to go to Cheshunt, he's now been released. Only 4 appearances. Couldn't really fit him in. He's a ball-winning midfielder. We don't really play with one. When I've played him as a ball-winning midfielder here, he's kind of struggled. I think we've moved past him as a player, and he has now exited the club and he's gone. But yeah, I think we'll be okay and we won't miss him too much. So that is the team. that is the squad now. If I show you how the squad actually looks as we play a game, it is a little bit like this. I would also say that Sam McClelland would start here. He is on international duty. He's still playing lots of games for Northern Ireland under 21s. I am hoping he does make his international full first team appearance soon, because I think he might deserve it. He's getting to be a very, very good player. 20 caps for the under 21s now. Give him a chance, Northern Ireland. Give him a chance. This is how the team looks then. Thompson, Brissett and Glatzel up front. Joe Morrell has been starting. He was here last season, you'll recall. Been excellent, actually, since he started there. Christy Davis in the general role. And then Nia Kirby, who's got all those assists already. An 8.04 in his last 5 games. Very, very good indeed. Richie Smallwood does still start as a ball-winning midfielder. We may need to look out for a new one of these. He's now 32, and you see that he's starting to decline slightly as a footballer. We will need to look out for a new ball-winning midfielder, or do we change tactics and go for something different? That's kind of what I'm also thinking. Maybe we don't need this CDM, especially as we started really well. I'm looking at maybe going to a 4-2-3-1. That's where Taylor Richards comes in, the cam that we've signed. We will see. For now, though, he is going to continue. Why has that changed to that? He's continued to be our ball-winning midfield here. There's the defence. Castillo at left-back. We managed to hold on to him. McClelland, Badrami, Oxlade-Chamberlain, and then Jacob Hopcutt in goal. And then these players on the bench. John Gagne, Taylor Richards, Sra, Aurea Henry, Gilchrist is another new signing. I don't know if I've mentioned him. Maybe it was last season he came in. He's another former Liverpool youngster that we have. He's another one who is on a proper contract. Has a bit of value. You see, he's got £45,000 value. If we sold him, say 100k, that's nearly all of our money back into the club. That's kind of what I'm trying to do here with this. You see Zidane and Kale Price is still at the club. Lee Angol is now finding himself not quite in the team. I'm favouring bringing on John Gagne. Lee Angol's still the better player, but at 29... I'm thinking about the future a little bit more. And yeah, so that's the team and how it's looking. If we look at the results, we've started off fantastically. We had lots and lots of friendlies, as you can see, managing to get big crowds in for Norwich under 23s and Plymouth, getting a bit of money. Also, you see here Blackpool, Bristol Rovers and Bradford, all big money coming in from those. Not enough to really get us money, but it got us through those months without losing any money, if that makes sense. Those big attendances, sorry. And then in the league, we beat Spennymoor 3-1. There are the goal scorers, Morrell, Christy Davis, Glatzel. We beat Morpeth. I'm going to go through these quite quickly. We won all of our games, basically. Thompson Brissett scored a hat-trick in this one. Still can do it. He's now scored in 4 different divisions for us. Pretty good going there from Jaden Thompson Brissett. We beat York. Now, that's significant. York are the second favourites in the league. We beat them 3-0. Glatzel with 2. Angle coming off the bench to score. A 4-3 win away at South Shields. Big crowd in for these 2 games. And a John Gagne winner in the 69th minute, technically. I like that as a 17-year-old. We then beat Boston in front of 4,000 fans. 2 of them being away fans. Weird, really. We only took 2 fans there. But a 3-0 win. Gagne, Kirby and McClelland with the goals. Then 2 wins after that. Telford 3-1. Christy Davis, Thompson Brissett, Glatzel. And then a 2-1 win over Nuneaton. Thompson Brissett and Glatzel, the strike partnership. They're still scoring their goals. And we find ourselves top of the league. This is the league table. And the reason I wanted to point you towards those York City games is because if we look at the season preview, we are the favourites, and we were the favourites before the start of the season. That has actually come in slightly. But if you look, we've got 4 players in the Dream 11. The key player in the league is apparently Nia Kirby, who we've brought in. Paul Glatzel starts as a centre mid. The reason I'm calling Paul Glatzel, by the way, is I think that's how you pronounce his name. I think, being a Liverpool fan, that he used to be German. I'm pretty sure he starts off as a German. He has changed his nationality, I believe, to English now. And it's Paul Glatzel rather than Paul Glatzel. That kind of very, very anglicised if we call him Paul. But yeah, we did have, I think, up to about 7 or 8 of these members of this Dream 11. Other clubs have brought in players that have taken away a few of those, as you can see. Lots of them being Kings Lynn players or York City players. And the reason for that is, if we go to team detailed, I believe it's on, and look at the salary per annum, York City are spending £1.35 million per year on their wages, on their salary. If you compare that to us, we are the 22nd team out of 22. We are spending £31,000 compared to £1.35 million. We have got, that is why this league is an upwards battle. This is why it is a really tricky test, and we are smashing it. We have better players and we're not paying them as much. I mean, that is the dream scenario, isn't it? But we do need to think about how we can compete in the future if we to continue to go up. If you look at our contracts, if I go over to here, you see that we are paying 3 players actual wages, 4 players if you count John Smith, the youngster on the youth contract. We're paying Hopcutt, the goalkeeper, £220 per week. He's got a decent value, will only improve. I'm hoping that we can either sell him in the future or, you know, he develops and gets a pretty good value for us. But also John Godney and Chris Gilchrist, as I said before, they have actual values for us that I'm just hoping that that is just one avenue that might make us some money in the future. We can but dream of these things. So yeah, that is the update. I think that updates us on everything. Oh, one last thing. The FA Cup second qualifying round has been drawn. We've been drawn against FC United. A home tie against FC United. They are in a couple of leagues below us, so we should be able to win. But yeah, it's a tasty little tie, I think. Again, something that we really do want to progress in to get that money in. But yeah, that's, I think, the full update. We'll leave it at that for today. We'll be back in the next episode where we'll probably play some games. I think it'll be a very long episode if we went and played a game today. So perhaps we'll come and play the FA Cup game. Perhaps it will be a league game. We will see. But I'm going to continue again and we'll be back for the next episode then. Thank you very much for watching. If you haven't already, please do subscribe and like and all those things too. But have a lovely rest of your day and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.